Okay, there. I done it.
Seems like he's having fun.
Yeah, yeah. You kind of ruined any kind of effort to be prepared for that.
Yeah, well, we are recording, so.
Yeah, that works. Hello, and welcome to the Post Nerf podcast.
Post-nerf.
We are joined today, and by we, I mean Farronox and Dragma.
Hi! Hello.
Vic, the crazy laughing idiot. Who you're all familiar with from episode 2. And Sereno, our YouTube manager and the designer of this lovely background that you're staring at right now, because we decided not to put WoW pictures up against the podcast anymore. Because technically they're copyrighted.
I'd like to introduce you all to our new theme song.
Doomhamers Legacy does not endorse this decision. Invoice. What is invoicing? I don't even know what this is. Okay. So, to business. Hello, this is the third episode of the Post Nerf podcast. You are I'm assuming, listening to us via the YouTube channel DhLegacy. And you're definitely not watching us record it right now because we're not streaming this shit yet.
Unless you're really watching us.
Unless you're watching from the future.
You cannot hide.
The past.
I see you. Sorry.
So we just condensed the entire first 2 episodes into that little 5-minute spree right there. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 1 minute. I don't even know. How much time has passed?
I don't know. I want to say like a minute.
Wait a minute. Wow. At least we don't have to deal with Yogg-Saron this time.
Oh, God.
You can't talk about Yogg-Saron that way.
About your...
My cat is
Yogg-Saron that way.
still acting as a guest speaker, though. She wants attention. She always wants attention when I'm recording a podcast. And when she's locked in the room with me.
Let her out.
Situation. Huh?
I said we'll let her out.
I should, but she wants attention, so...
Oh, it's cold. Jesus.
So we should talk about things other than, yeah.
What
So
you
yeah,
gotta tell
this
your
is the-
dad? Wheel of Fortune? Yeah. Sorry. That fucking song is stuck in my head now.
Okay, let me help.
What?
What was that?
That was...
Cat.
Oh.
That was...
I can't reach the door. Go, cat, go. Yes, I actually just wrenched the headphones off of my head just so I could reach the door and shoo my cat out the door. That was fun. Okay, so Dragma, I'm sorry, you're assuming you're going to. You already have a crap ton to edit out. Good job.
I'll leave it in. It's good.
Oh, so this is such a blurring success already. Pretty much. So I think we definitely need to go ahead and do the typical introductions because, granted, anyone who sees this has potentially seen the first 2 episodes, but we need to do it for a little while, up to at least the 10th episode, I think. So, and because this is going to happen later anyway, what is it? What do you smell?
Man flesh.
I think he walked away because he would be raging right now. With
Do
laugh.
it again.
I am not
No,
doing
sorry,
it.
the 15-minute cooldown's already started.
Dang it.
What is it? What do you smell?
Wait, what's
Man
15-minute
flesh.
cooldown?
We put a 15-minute cooldown on his man flesh.
They've picked up our trail!
So, who is this raving lunatic that's screaming like an Urukai?
Dragma, Lord of the Earth.
Suddenly I can't hear you. You're like really quiet.
Dragma, Lord of the Earth, possessor of one of the Palantiri, the lost seeing stones.
He's also our technically our raid coordinator and the guy recording the podcast. So if his computer dies,
My
you're into this.
I have a Dragma
This
Tech
computer dies, we say
desktop.
bye.
It doesn't die.
Except for that one time it died.
What the
What?
fuck are you talking about?
What
It
are you talking?
died.
I don't know about this.
Bitch, I'm gonna fuck you up!
Maybe when it was recording something else, but I remember one time you were recording something, and
I think we
Like-
we lost the recording for episode 2, which is why the second episode is episode 2.5.
That
But
was software.
no, it's something else. I don't know. I
Feck,
Just
Feck,
figured
Feck,
I said anything.
stop pretending to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're a fucking liar, you fucker.
But come on, guys, serious introductions. Hello, I am Farronox. I am the leader of Doomhamers Legacy, and I play WoW way too much. Basically, we are Doomhammer's Legacy for the most part. Sereno's just kind of the fifth wheel. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, there's only 4
Spec's
people.
the third wheel. It has to be an odd number that makes sense.
How do I have
I don't know. I don't know. My train of thought just doesn't even have a track right now
I'm confused. Why am I the third wheel?
because you're Vec. Who is Vec?
Oh, that's me.
Go build your
This
train
is
of thought
really-
on Minecraft.
But mine track is so hard to find and costs so much iron and gold and redstone.
And everything else.
Yeah, pretty much. Good lord, we're on such a wonderful trek right now. What happened? What happened between episode 2 and now? Oh, right.
Oh, God.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, God. Actually, what did happen, Dragma? You would be the one who knows.
What do you
Sorry
mean?
about this. Be right back.
Like, what happened to us, or what happened to...
I don't know. I don't even know where we're going with this. This is just such an amazing episode already. I don't even know what's going on.
Okay, well,
You're usually the one who leads all this, and
I guess that's
I'm
true.
not apparently doing a very good. I don't think any of us really know what's going on at the moment.
I'm in a really hyper mood today.
Yeah.
But, basically, see, it's a raid day. I get like that on raid days. But
we need to lead the raid.
what? Okay, so what I wanted to talk. Well, okay, why don't we do the?
We have an outline that we kind of just completely just flew out the window. I love it.
Why don't we do the what we're playing first, and I can start if you want.
That works.
Okay. I've been playing, besides WoW, which I'm always playing, I've been playing Mario Kart 7, which is on Nintendo 3DS.
Really? I didn't even know that was out yet.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas, and
Okay, it's gonna drive me crazy.
it kind of just... What? What just happened? I'll just wait, and I'll edit this part out after. Are you back? What is happening?
I actually kind of expected you to just keep talking.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, anyway. So I got it for Christmas, and I let it just basically sit there and collect dust for 2 weeks before I decided to open it. And it is, it's a really good game. One thing about it is the 3D is quite subtle, so you can kind of play it without getting sick, but I keep it turned off anyway because it doesn't really serve any purpose as far as I'm concerned. Whereas in Super Mario Land, or Super Mario 3D Land, which I played back in November, December, I
It's a
posted it.
good game.
Yeah, that is a fucking awesome game. I posted a kind of review of it on the post-Nerf website blog deal, so I never actually talked about it on the show. But in that
Which we
game,
should totally start using again. I should post the first episode video to that.
He kicks ass.
the 3D in that game is actually required to play it without failing in a lot of places. Whereas in Mario Kart 7, it's just an extra visual thing. So I usually keep it.
That is
turned
one
off.
thing. Sorry, I'm distracted. That is one thing. I don't know where I heard this, but somebody mentioned that 3D is like really, really helpful for like racing games, and would it like as far as being able to see where things are and being able to properly, distance wise and such. Is that not the case with Mario 7?
No,
Mario Kart 7?
no.
Okay.
Just makes things kind of pop out a bit more. I'm eating some panettone now, so don't mind me. But anyway,
Panettone?
panettone. It's Italian fruitcake.
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice. Good job.
Okay, so one thing that I really like about it is you have all these kart customization options. Like if you've played Mario Kart DS or Mario Kart Wii, you can pick different karts for each character. But for Mario Kart 7, you have different parts. You can change out your wheels, you can change out your glider, which is a new feature, in addition to the kart body. And it changes the stats of the kart when you do that. So you can change your speed, your acceleration, weight, handling, etc. So I really like that. And as you collect coins when you're racing, you unlock new kart parts. And the coins, if you've played the original Super Mario Kart on Super NES, they're back. Coins haven't been in a Mario Kart game since the first one. They're now back. So, and they increase your speed as you collect them, your top speed, same as they did in the first game, but they also unlock those new kart parts. So that's pretty cool. There's new tracks. There's also old tracks that have been brought back. And what's awesome about that is they actually changed them. Like, it's not just the original track in its original form. They've added new, like, shortcuts and shit to it. So you can play some of the old N64 ones, the old Super NES ones, even like the newer Wii and GameCube ones, and they're different, which I think is awesome.
I have one thing to say, though.
Hold on 1 second, and space this for editing. I just looked at the Skype Premium thing, because at some point, when we start streaming the editing or the recording, I thought it would be good to have full video from everyone for those who have video, and you can get a 12-month subscription for $4.49 a month, whereas the 1 month subscription is $8.99.
Oh.
That's awesome. Granted, I don't know what the actual price for that is, but that's still awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, edit, cut, etc., etc. Go on.
Cut!
I'd have to say, fuck Rainbow Road.
Oh god, yeah.
You can say that about every Mario game.
This is the
I
worst
hate
one,
Rainbow
though.
Road. Is it really?
This is the worst fucking Rainbow Road ever. And I mean that because of how difficult it is. It is such a bitch. I mean, it's innovative, there's really cool little parts of it, but it is such a bitch, especially on 150cc, which is what I'm trying to complete now.
I'm picturing Mario Kart Wii. That was insane. You're telling me that this is worse?
Yeah, I should actually play that again, though, because
God.
I haven't played it in a long time.
You know what we should do? As soon as one of us gets an HD capture card, we should play it on stream. Be awesome. I found one at Fry's. And it's called the Hoppage Colossus. It's the only PCI capture card we have. $169. But it's probably a really good one, though. Hoppage is a really good brand. Okay, anyway, back to the topic.
If I actually met someone who was able to go through Rainbow Road without falling off at all, they're a master of Mario Kart racing.
There are. I'm sure there's somebody. I'm sure we can find a video of it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody will link it in the description below somewhere, or the comments below somewhere.
So
Look at this one.
Huh?
Go ahead. I was like, go. They're like, look at this video. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
go ahead.
Oh, this is probably my second or third favorite Mario Kart game. I really, really like Mario Kart 64, although that's
Yes,
largely for
that
the
was my first one.
Yeah, and I mean that's largely for the nostalgia, but and actually my favorite track from that game is in Mario Kart 7, the Calamari Desert with the train. So
Yeah.
I was really, really happy to see that.
Nice.
I probably don't like it as much as Mario Kart Wii. And Mario Kart Wii is kind of annoying because of the controls, but I just love the tracks and I love being able to go on
What controls do you
motorbikes.
use? Like, what controls do you actually use for it? Because there's 4 different control schemes.
Yeah, I haven't even tried the accelerometer because I really don't give a fuck.
Accelerometer?
The tilt. I
The
haven't even
wheel?
tried that.
I tried the wheel. That was fun.
Okay, wait, no. Are you talking about
typically
Mario
use-
Kart Wii, or are you talking about?
Oh, are you still
DS?
talking about the DS? Okay, I thought you just said the Wii controls were difficult.
They were, yeah. No,
Okay, that's my point. I was asking you what control scheme you used for that because,
Okay. Yeah, I
because there's
used
4 different ways to control it, and I typically use like the GameCube controller just because it's the easiest.
Yeah, that's what I should have used, but I always used the Wii wheel. Just, I don't know.
I hear
Yeah.
that the nunchuck, the Wiimote nunchuck is like the best control scheme for it, especially if you're doing manual.
I should play it again and try it that way because it did
Should.
annoy me with the wheel. But I loved the tracks, and I loved that there were so many different characters that you could get, and I loved motorbikes.
And I love Dry Bowser.
Dry
And mo-
Bowser?
Yeah, he was an unlockable in Mario Kart Wii.
Ooh, I don't have that yet.
And on Mario Kart 7, there's, I think, only 4 unlockable characters for a total of 12, so that's really disappointing.
If I bust out laughing, this is a warning. I have a laser and my cat is in the room.
And I did one match online, which I won with ease. People apparently suck currently. But the
time.
online is pretty cool. Doesn't take very long to get a match, and I didn't experience any lag at all on it, where I got tons of lag on Mario Kart Wii, so that's good.
Really, I've never had any lag on that. You know, I keep talking about playing online with Mario Kart Wii. I don't even have that connected to the internet right now.
Well, I haven't done it in years, but when I did, it was pretty laggy. It wasn't like unplayable, but it was noticeable. I didn't get any noticeable lag on Mario Kart 7. So, yeah, that's what I've been playing. I like it.
So have you played the Ocarina of Time 3DS?
I only did the
Yes.
first dungeon on it.
Really? Yeah, I think you said that you couldn't make yourself play it.
I just got really bored after because I had just played the original N64 version like a couple months before, and so I fired it up just to see what it looked like, and I was pretty impressed, but it wasn't enough to keep me going. I haven't touched it.
Yeah. If only we could like stream DS games, we could totally do a back-to-back playthrough on that. That'd be fun. I keep talking about streaming. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug this now so it's done. Maybe I can convince myself to stop talking about it, or at least get to the point where people don't just go on like, oh, "What is this? What are they talking about? Streaming? What? Huh? What? What? Laser? What?"
Laser?
We have a streaming channel on Twitch. It is the same as our YouTube channel, DhLegacy. So, you know, you want to see us streaming games. I typically stream right now Alice Madness Returns on Saturdays. That has changed, actually, recently. But yeah, so there's that. Dragma plans to stream. Vec plans to stream. We'll see what happens. So it's there.
Dragma
If you hear me
already
talking about stream, it is twitch.tv/DhLegacy. There, it's said.
I thought
And that's a
Dragon
pretty good segue for what I'm playing. I am playing, well, somewhat. I haven't played it in a few days. I haven't played it since last week when I streamed it, actually. But I've been playing Alice Madness Returns, and it is the best freaking game ever if you're, you know, like, partially clinically insane, like I am. I love it. I love it. It's amazing. If you like Alice in Wonderland, if you like the concept of the dark side, or like the dark side of Alice in Wonderland, which there apparently is one, I've never really gotten into that. Something
Or
to
if
do
you've
with the
played-
whole very, very, very happy unbirthday thing, I think.
or you've played American McGee's Alice. which
Yes,
this
it's
would probably be a
exactly the
follow-up.
sequel to it.
Is the
It's a
sequel?
very wonderful game. Yeah. Alice Madness Returns is the sequel to American McGee's Alice.
Yeah, I remember. I
It's-
remember
it's
seeing
American
someone
McGee's
play.
Plus, she's in the asylum. At the end of it, she gets out of it. Spoilers. And Alice Madness Returns is 10 years after she's left the asylum.
Oh wow.
But it is a wonderful game. The graphical settings aren't really that much to deal with, but at max or low settings, it is absolutely amazing. The graphics are awesome. The artwork is amazing. It's a really good game.
I was pretty impressed with the graphics on that game.
I mean, just going into the first area once you actually get to Wonderland, just look over the background, and it is just amazing. It's the best thing ever.
Sorry, I know it's
Skyrim.
obvious-
Skyrim, which I can't afford, so I'm playing Alice.
Which is obviously for
Okay.
PC, but like, what do you play it on? Do you play it on Steam?
I play it on PC.
No, I mean, like, is it
What?
Steam or is it just?
I got it on Steam, yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
basically the same. If it's a PC game, it's a PC game. Steam
Yeah.
is how you get it, and you can use the Steam UI over it, which I really need to turn off when I'm streaming. That's a bad thing to have on while I'm streaming, especially on a 32-bit client.
Glaven.
I've been playing that. I've recently, but in between episode 2 and 3, I beat finally for the first time ever. I got it, which was not that long ago. But I got it after the Mass Effect marathon. I beat Mass Effect
Oh, nice.
as a male shep soldier. And it was fun. It is an awesome game. It's another one of those games. I mean, BioWare games are amazing anyway, as far as I hear. I have not played that many of them. Don't shoot me. It's a good game. It's an amazing game. And, if I had to say it, then yes, based on Mass Effect alone, I would totally play more BioWare games just based on that game, because it's an amazing game.
The studio that made that game is right here in my hometown.
Awesome. You should go over there and steal a beta copy of and send it to me.
As much of a Star Wars fan as I am, I wasn't really impressed when they came out with Force Unleashed, but I haven't played Force Unleashed 2.
I heard it was not.
I've seen that. It's like discounted at Fry's right now.
The sequel
Put
isn't.
it on the discount rack.
The sequel wasn't developed by BioWare, though, was it?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was. I think just the first one was, and then they licensed it out to someone else.
Yeah, but I didn't really care for it. It was like basically rinse and repeat of
yeah.
using the same same abilities over and over and over.
I heard that Force Unleashed 2 was pretty good. My friend recommended it to me, and he hates Star Wars games.
And he hates Star Wars games? Nice.
So
I hate Star Wars games. Ugh.
I only have
Old
played
Republic.
Battlefront.
The last Star Wars game... Okay, this is not technically true. The last Star Wars game I played was Rogue Squadron, I think. I liked
On
it.
N64?
On GameCube. Rogue
Okay.
Squadron 2, I think. But the first game I played, I don't even remember what the name of it was. It was based after... No, it was based before A New Hope, actually, I think. Because you stole the plans for the Deathwing.
I
played too much WoW. Death
They used the Star.
Star. I was about to call it the Death Egg next, actually.
The egg.
the Death Egg. That's actually a Sonic reference. But yeah, the Death Star. You actually that's the first mission. You steal the Death Star, and I don't remember what this game is called, but it was a PC game. It was a DOS game. That's how old this is. It was so old that there was no file saving. I mean, this is a 3D first-person shooter, DOS-based game. And it was a good game, but I never made it very far because you couldn't save the damn thing. I'm like, okay, I'm done playing. Turn off, turn back on. Oh, first level again. Fine. Yeah.
One of the last Star Wars games that I played, which I really enjoyed a lot, was on the PlayStation 2 Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I did play that.
And you're basically just like playing as the clone troopers, and then it's like as the story progresses, you eventually go into being the stormtroopers, and you're playing as the 501st Battalion.
Nice.
Yeah, that
It was
game
really awesome.
really fun. The only Star Wars game I actually became addicted to was the racing one where you are.
Pod Racer.
Yeah,
Yes, I have that. I still have my original cartridge for that.
I love that game.
That was one of those games where I was like, I don't understand why everybody likes it so much, because I really can't stand racing games in
That was one
general,
of those
except
games
for
that
Mario
I
Kart.
got that my dad fell in love with, and I just watched him play it. I like Mario Kart. Or most of the games I ever got, honestly. Almost every game I got when I was a kid I never beat. I watched my dad beat it.
That was so unsatisfying.
It was not until I was 22 that I finally beat Super Mario RPG.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Beat it last month.
So I watched my dad beat it, and I'm like, okay, I'm done.
That's funny.
That's awesome. So what are you actually playing, Thomas?
World of Warcraft. I'm leveling my priest.
Your priest?
Yes. The
Thought you
Tauren
were leveling
priest.
the mage.
The what?
Thought you were leveling the mage.
No, he's not leveling a mage.
He lied
Yeah,
to
I am.
us.
No, I didn't lie. I just multitask or multi-alt. Yes.
Ult.
Multi-box?
You are the old master.
Oh, multi-box. I don't see how the hell people can do that, but me, I'll level one character, get tired of him for a little bit, and then I'll go to another character. But yeah, playing a few weeks and getting my mage to 52, and Farronox being like, "You're crazy." I'm like, okay. Waking up at 3 a.m. to play.
I was gonna say, we can explain that later, but if you want to.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can explain later.
This guy's weird. I don't know how you could get up. Wake up. Freaking 4 hours before the sun rises. And be
My
awake
roommate
enough to play
asked me
video
the same
games.
question.
My God, how can you do this? I can understand staying up until 3 a.m. Hell, I played Minecraft the first time from 10 p.m. to 9 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I should go to bed. But how do you get up at 3 a.m.?
I don't know.
Dedication.
I mean, I used to do it when I was like 13 years old. I'd go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night, and I'd wake up at 3 in the morning. And
I got up. I got up at like 5 a.m. to go to school, but damn.
I get up. At
well, I mean,
7
I'd wake
to
up 2 hours earlier than that, and I'd end up doing dishes and stuff for my parents before they even woke up.
Oh God.
So it's like they're like, "Hey, how'd this get done?" I was like, "Oh, I woke up early," and they're like, "Okay, thanks."
No, you're just a weirdo. We can deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay, Vec, your turn.
What games have I been playing?
StarCraft. Sorry.
I have been playing a lot of StarCraft 2, and I'm really enjoying it. And another game that I've been meaning to play for a while is Fable 3, but I've just been so addicted to StarCraft lately that I don't have any time to play Fable. And yeah. Know what else to say other than that StarCraft 2 is amazing.
Well, I have to admit, I mean, most of us have been playing it for 2 years already, and you're just now getting to play it, so I guess
Yeah.
sense that you would be addicted to it now.
The explanation here is that his computer was literally a fossil. I mean, what was it? What was it, like a 95 or 93? It was a 93, wasn't it?
No, it was 2002.
Oh, Well, still, that was 10 years old. 10 years old is terrible for a computer.
Yeah.
He could not play StarCraft 2. Well, he upgraded for Christmas,
Yeah.
and I think you told me you placed in silver?
Yeah, I play some.
Yeah.
I'm almost in gold now.
That's
Pretty
that's
good.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I mean, you're a complete and total nerd and addicted, and you should come back to our addiction.
Come back to
Warcraft.
our addiction.
I know you're
No
still
light
addicted.
addiction.
He still comes to raids, you know.
Yeah, this is true.
I've never actually played StarCraft 2 myself, but I remember.
We're 30 minutes in, and we're still talking about what we're playing.
Well,
What's happened?
but I'd be listening to my brother, and the only thing I could really remember is like you'd hear this: "Your allies are under and stuff like that."
Oh god! Whenever I play team games, me and my friends always talk over Skype. So whenever we play team games, whether it's a 3v3 or a 2v2, we're all just yelling at each other, like just blaming each other why we're being attacked and not blaming the other people because it's their fault. And it's horrible.
Oh my god, yes.
Your ally is raw. Jesus. What is it? Do you smell?
My friend, I remember this one time.
Down.
My friend got worker rushed by all four of them. They just attacked him, and he just yelled out, "What the fuck is wrong with them?" And his mom heard him, and you just hear,
What's your language, young man?
"Oh, shut the hell up! I'm gonna unplug that computer, and you're never gonna be playing it again."
That's great. Oh, that's classic.
He looked like he was quiet like the rest of the time we were playing.
I bet he was.
You figure the way he was talking, it's like he took an arrow to the knee.
Oh, lovely.
So, does that
Lovely.
conclude our first segment?
I think it does, yes. I think it does.
Let's talk about the news of the week in the gaming industry.
BlizzCon was canceled.
Damn it, Vic, I was saving that for the second part.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now.
Oh, he can always edit that out.
Yeah, I've edited that out. I want to talk about some hardware news.
Go for
I
it.
have heard.
This is like your segment. This is like your official segment.
Love hardware news. Hardware news with Dragma! Yeah!
Oh, yes. Yes.
Okay, so the big thing that a lot of people have been talking about lately is shitty-ass Vita sales in Japan. The Vita came out about a week before Christmas in Japan. The Sony PlayStation Vita, their successor to the PSP, came out in Japan a week before Christmas, and the first week it sold something like 325,000, which was really good. I think the 3DS sold about 400,000 in its first week there, but whatever. And but the sales have been really shitty since. Like, it dropped to 75,000 the week after and just kept dropping and dropping. I think last week it sold only 15,000. So it's behind like Wii sales numbers now.
Wow.
And Sony keeps saying, we're not worried yet, it's still early, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of agree with them. I mean, it hasn't launched globally yet, and the 3DS did pretty bad at first, too. But I'll tell you what, the 3DS has sold over 15 million units now. It's been out for almost a year worldwide. It has outpaced the Wii and the DS in terms of sales numbers in their first years, and they have done ridiculously well. So things are looking good for the 3DS. And sales for the 3DS didn't start to pick up until after they, 1, dropped the price, and 2, released new games. One of the things
Which is pretty much a prerequisite for any kind of gaming sales with a console, I would think.
Yeah. And I mean, Vita is priced at the same price point as the 3DS was originally. It's $250 for the Wi-Fi version, or $300 for the 3G version, which is a waste of money. And the reason why I say that is because you have to pay for a separate plan with AT&T if you want the actual 3G service. You're better off, honestly, just using Wi-Fi, paying a bit less, and not having the monthly payments. Especially since, like, if you look at the AT&T plans, the amount of data that you actually get...
Whoa, what happened to your mic?
I dinged.
What?
Dragma,
Can you hear me?
you okay?
What?
I think he was overtaken by the man flesh.
I think he took an arrow to the knee.
You can't hear me now?
Did you fall down a flight of stairs?
He had to use
That
the
or
business
you
idea.
fucked it up with your link, Vec.
I hope not.
I'm saving this, by the way. This will be. We'll discuss this next week.
Can you guys hear me?
Dragma!
The fuck?
Joe!
Please don't tell me.
Alright, so at this point I actually DC'd from the Skype call, and then my wonderful Skype recording software lost the second half of the recording that we did after I got back on. So here is the second part of the podcast, which we recorded the following week.
Okay, welcome back to Post Nerf Podcast. We're getting on with part 2 at this point, where we actually talk about WoW. You know, the important stuff. So I think the headline of the year, as far as WoW is concerned, is... One second. Hello, Antheus. Welcome.
It's you!
So much rice.
And we can't hear
hear what he
anything you
say.
said.
So much sound.
Oh,
There you go. You have to set that shit up right.
There's too much sound.
Timing. So yeah, Sereno had to leave us, and Antheus is joining us for part 2 of the podcast, where we're actually talking about WoW, and he might actually have something to say.
I never have things to say.
I know, you're always the quiet one, unless you're talking about rice.
Oh, yeah,
Because I love rice.
Oh, Yarksaron. Oh,
I
God.
just ate the most
Why did you
amazing
mention it?
bowl of rice.
Why did you remind him?
Because the rice.
Most amazing bowl of fried
Anyway,
rice.
so yeah, the news of the year. Antheus, do you want to take a crack at what the news of the year in regards to WoW would be?
Yogg-Saron's coming back?
Fuck.
He's gonna
No.
bring me with him?
I don't think so, but it might be a precursor to that.
Oh, well, I don't care if it doesn't involve Yogg-Saron.
Come on, guys. We all knew that.
Okay,
I'm
Vec.
gonna cause a solar apocalypse?
Vec, what is the news of the year?
Mr. Pandaria?
Wow, I honestly expected a better response to this. Dragma, what is the news of the year?
There's no BlizzCon this year.
But that doesn't have to do with WoW. That has to do with Blizzard as a whole.
Oh, shut up.
All
It
of
has
it.
everything to do with WoW.
If
What are
you
you
said
talking
Blizzard-
about?
If you said Blizzard, I would have been like, oh, and well, no BlizzCon. But you had to say WoW, so I thought Mr. Pandaria.
Well,
Good job.
they're doing it because, like, I think that pretty much what we can deduce from this announcement is they're going to try to announce all 3 of the games that they're working on this year, being Mists of
Release
Pandaria,
instead of
Diablo
announce, you
3.
mean?
Yes, Glaven. Mists of Pandaria, Heart of the Swarm, and Diablo 3. They're going to at least try to get all 3 of them out this year, and it would make sense to me that they would, because StarCraft 2 has been out for 2 years now. There's no more content left in Cataclysm, so they're going to have to get a new expansion out in the next, half year, or people will quit. And Diablo 3 has been in development for like 5 years, and I just got into the beta, and I can tell you it's very close to being done. So,
And we all hate you.
so
I
yeah.
want the beta.
Should I talk about the Diablo 3 beta now, or should we talk about WoW first?
Wow.
Well, this is the portion of the podcast where we talk about WoW. We might have to wait on the Diablo 3 beta
Okay.
until next week.
Well, last week, patch 4.3.2 came out on the WoW servers. or no, this week. Sorry, this past Tuesday it came out.
Good job.
It's there's no content changes. It's just system changes. We have a light but much needed buff for hunters and a light but much needed nerf for fire mages.
And a light and totally unnecessary glitch for ret pallies.
Yes, apparently
Wait, what?
ret pallies are doing over 100k DPS in Dragon Soul right now due to a bug in the programming for I forget which ability.
Probably one of their key ones.
Pallies are OP.
Someone posted a link to a World of Logs for Dragon Soul, and then with the subtext, look at Raid Finder, and everything but 2 slots in which 2 fire mages took up the spot was completely and totally red pallies.
So wait,
At the top of damage.
Wait, why don't we just completely exploit this? Let's all just power level
Because you'll get
a
banned.
bunch of pallies.
Yeah, really.
You will
That's
get
why I didn't have a
banned
pally.
if you try to exploit the bug.
Let's not exploit shit, please. That would be bad.
Yeah, that's what's Vex gonna
Right
do.
before we're gonna transfer.
Oh, doing that.
All of our tanks have been banned. Good job.
Don't worry, if I was gonna get banned, I'd get banned for something cool.
Like summoning Yogg-Saron.
Yes, like
God.
summoning Yogg-Saron and Orgrimmar. I have that power, you know?
Loser. Oh god.
That would be
sorry,
awesome,
guys, have a
actually.
bit of
I
a
would love
cold.
to see Yogg-Saron spawn in Orgrimmar.
I think we all.
He's gonna kill Garrosh and take over being War Chief.
Tried to boost your bubble there, but that's not gonna happen.
But yeah,
Just you
so
wait.
buffs and debuffs and what actually, legitimately interestingly happened in the new patch.
Well,
Fun
if you play a hunter, especially if you play a survival hunter, you'll be very happy to know that lock and load has been fixed. I think that any hunter who loves playing a hunter and plays survival on a regular basis has been annoyed by the fact for the past, forever, that when lock and load procs, it affects both explosive shot and arcane shot. And if you know your shit, you know that hitting arcane shot does a lot less DPS than hitting explosive shot. They've taken arcane shot completely out of the equation now, so there's no possible way to fuck it up. And the other thing that they did is Black Arrow has been changed so that it gets the same number of ticks as Explosive Trap does. So if you've been using Explosive Trap on single target to get more lock and load procs, now it's higher DPS to use Black Arrow because it does more damage, but you'll get the same number of ticks, so therefore you get the same chance of proccing lock and load. So that's awesome. There's also a slight hunter DPS buff across the board in the form of I think 30%, maybe 35% buff to Aspect of the Hawk's attack power bonus. So all hunters will get more damage from that. About 1 to 2k. Little bit more from Beast Mastery than for Survival or Marksmanship. We have a change to Disengage. It's now decreasing all damage done to the hunter by 30% in addition to the 100% increased miss chance. So what that means is previously when you had a dot ticking on you when you hit, and I think I said disengage, I meant deterrence. Previously when you had a dot ticking on you when you hit deterrence, the dot would continue to tick unmitigated. Now you'll take 30% less damage from that dot, which is nice.
Hunters are OP.
Well, it's still a 2-minute cooldown and only lasts for 3 seconds, so... But, mages got a 6% nerf to Fireball and Pyroblast. So...
Well, it's not like any of our mages ever use those spells anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say I had thought about this yesterday when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about in this podcast. Our principal mage in the guild, Sinette, still plays Arcane even though Fire is the top DPS spec, and she still out DPSs any Fire mage that I've seen her compete against. So she doesn't give a fuck. Yeah.
And you can't get her away from WoW.
What?
What?
I said you can't get her away from WoW.
Can't get you away from StarCraft, so...
Oh,
Yeah.
well, no, that's the
That's
thing. I'm
true.
not always on StarCraft.
Not always on StarCraft, just most of the time.
She's not
But-
always on WoW either.
Every time I've tried to get her away from WoW, she's always been on WoW and won't leave it.
Don't try
Because
to take my
she's
fucking mage
dedicated.
away from me, you bastard. That's my fucking mage you're talking
I mean, we
about.
already
the only-
took Vex Mage away from him.
Who cares about that?
Yes, but
I can't. I miss my mage. My mage misses me.
Well, Nerolus left and you took up the post, so good on ya, but don't fucking complain.
Yeah, really. Oh well, and therein lies the downsides of having a small guild on a small server with a smaller amount of raiders.
Yeah.
And
But
that
anyway.
was me stretching.
There's other changes too, less significant changes. We do
Because they're
have,
not about hunting.
Shut up. We do have the nerf in Dragon Soul now, which comes with this patch. We should talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
It works much the same as the ICC buff did, except it's a nerf as opposed to a buff. And they're doing it that way because people found back in ICC that your damage would be absolutely off the fucking charts in ICC, and then you would go into any other raid and your DPS would be shit in comparison, and people hated that, so they're not going to do that again. But it's like the ICC buff in that you have the option to turn it off, and they will continue empowering that debuff over time. A lot of people are bitching and moaning about it. I think it's a good thing for the sake of progress to have it, and if you don't want it, turn it off and quit bitching.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There
yeah.
we go. I'm definitely happy that they allowed it to be turned off because, granted, there's no way we can say we downed it pre-nerf, but the fact that we can down it pre-nerf without the nerf still says something if we decide to do it that way. And at the moment, we won't be doing it that way, but hopefully in the near future we'll be able to go down that path. We probably will enter Heroic with the nerf, though.
Yeah, and, like, people complain about it, but nobody beat the Lich King on 25 Heroic without the buff. So, those buffs / nerfs are needed for a lot of this
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
The world first 25-man Lich King was post-nerf?
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
Or at least that's what they said on a different podcast that I was listening to, so unless they had incorrect information. But the reason why they've done this is because not that many people are actually seeing the content. Now, I'm trying to remember the numbers that I had read. I remember about 35% of the player base has done Raid Finder, which is significantly less than I expected. And Raid Finder, by the way, is not being affected by the nerf. It's just normal and heroic mode.
Yeah.
But what the hell did they say for normal mode? I think something like only between 6 and 10% of the population or something like that has actually done it, which is not a lot higher than Firelands was. And if you ask me, that has more to do with people just not being interested in raiding than the difficulty of the raid, because this raid is very easy on normal mode. And the high-end... Sorry?
Now, anyone can say, oh, well, Blizzard lost 10,000 subscribers. That's why there's not very many raiders. Well, that's still not that big of an issue. I mean, we've got a lot of people playing this game, and I just kind of want to build on what Dragma said at one point in time, probably off recording. WoW has still got more subscriptions than any other MMO that has ever existed.
Way
So I
more.
just definitely, I mean, that's definitely not the reason. The question is, why isn't raiding an interest? I mean, if for people like me, if you're like me, you play WoW because of the people that you interact with. Now, granted, there are a whole bunch of dickwads out there. And I mean a whole bunch of dickwads. But if nothing else, I've got a nice guild that I'm playing with. I'm going to keep playing the guild because of the people I'm playing with. And the people I'm playing with want to raid, well, so do I. I'm going to raid.
Well,
Well-
one thing. Sorry.
Go ahead.
One thing to take notice of is raiding has never been popular in terms of, sheer number of people who have completed raids. There's actually more people raiding now than there was in previous expansions.
True.
Now, we don't see that on our server because everybody on our server just gave up. But across the board...
Yeah, we play on a PvE. We currently playing on a PvE server that gave up on PvE and started focusing on PvP.
Yeah. So, but if you look at the number of people that did Nax 40, next to no one, less than 1% of the population did Nax 40. If you look at...
You look at that, I think that's legitimate and that's understandable because, granted, for a 40-man, you had to basically have 3 guilds working together to get in a 40-man.
Yeah. So, I mean, in vanilla, raiding was a complete disaster in terms of how much money they spent on raids and the number of people that actually did them. In Burning Crusade, it was a little bit better, but not much. I mean, hardly anybody saw Black Temple during BC, and especially before any nerfs went through, and next to nobody saw Sunwell, especially before nerfs went through. And in Wrath, you see a similar thing. I mean, there were more people doing pugs in Wrath, but in terms of actually completing raids, and especially completing the hard modes, very, very low numbers. So, and in Cataclysm, there's just simply more people raiding than there have been in the past. So I think that they're going in the right direction.
Now, I
But,
do want to say at least one thing from a Raiders perspective. It's hard to see, and I think I speak for a good portion of the player base, at least the raiding player base. It's hard for me to see why people wouldn't want to raid. Because what else are you going to do in the game? Oh, I'm going to run a dungeon here and there. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to go farm mats for no specific reason that do absolutely nothing for me.
that's the same way I feel. I'm like, when you're paying a monthly payment to be on this game, to me, it's a complete waste of time and a waste of money if you're not raiding, unless you're heavily into PvP, which I'm not.
True.
And most people are not heavily into PvP. Most people just do dailies and 5-man.
I almost want to say that there's more of a PvP crowd than there is of raiders, though.
I think there is.
There's more
Just
of a
because-
casual PvP crowd, but Arena has next to no representation.
I think the main
Which is
reason
why there
why
was
it's
only
casual.
one Korean team during the tournament at BlizzCon.
The reason it's more casual though is just because it's easier to get gear and you don't have to really focus as much on it. So,
Yeah,
unlike raiding.
And yes, but you do still have to know how to play your class to a decent extent. I almost want to say, if you're going to play well in PvP, you almost have to know the game better than you do in raiding. Although with raiding, you actually have to work with a team solidly.
What it
Yeah.
is, whether you're talking about high-end PvP or high-end PvE, as in Arena and rated battlegrounds versus raiding, most people are not interested in putting in the amount of effort that is required to get good enough at the game to get anywhere. And with raiding, there's a large time commitment involved. I mean, people get mad when you wipe a few times, and that's just the way raiding is designed. It's designed such that it takes you a number of attempts to kill a boss. I mean, if you look at heroic rag, it took over 300 attempts for the world first kill to actually happen, and then it was just based on luck. So it requires a lot of hours of wiping to get to that point. And it's really only that way in hard modes, but in normal modes it still takes, a fairly casual raiding guild will spend 6 to 8 hours a week, and a lot of people aren't interested in that. A lot of people aren't interested in the fact that they have to incorporate raid times into their schedules. They kind of just want to log in when they feel like it. And it's for that reason that you don't have very many raiders, and it's for that reason that raiding guilds have so much difficulty finding people, because you can't keep a solid schedule going unless you can find a group of like-minded people that enjoy playing with each other, that are interested in playing their class well, that have a goal in mind, and they're going to work as a group towards that common purpose. It's just really, to me, surprising that it's so difficult to get that, but that's the way it is. And as long as raids are designed that way, I think there's always going to be a problem. At the same time, I wouldn't want raids to be designed any other way, because it's the whole aspect of teamwork that makes it fun to me. But yeah.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. When I first started playing, I knew I didn't want to, commit to a schedule or anything. And now I'm saying to myself, why would I not want to do that? It's so much fun now.
You have
there
to think,
you go.
You really have to think about it the same way as if you're on a sports team, or if you're in some kind of a club that meets on a regular basis. You always have, a set day and time that you go and meet with your sports team and practice or have games. And same thing with like a club. There's, you mark on your calendar the day and time that you're going, and people who are interested in those things do that, and they enjoy doing it. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to get that concept when it comes to a video game. It's just kind of like a foreign concept to most people, because they're used to picking up a game, plugging it in when they feel like playing a game, and they don't think of it like a club or like a team. It's just a game.
And that's probably one of the biggest downfalls for WoW. But I mean, like you were saying, with sports teams, I mean, okay, yeah, someone's going to say, well, I play baseball, but I don't pay for it. Well, yeah, there are actually some teams out there. Like if you go to a local YMCA and try to join a sports team, you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have a membership to take part in that, just like you would have to in World of Warcraft. Granted, playing baseball is probably healthier than sitting at your computer playing World of Warcraft, but it's the same concept.
I know for soccer, I have to pay for to be on my rec team. Well, I don't
see?
Because my dad's the coach, so I get him for free. But
oh yeah, but like anyone who's in a different position would have to pay to get in. And same thing with WoW.
Yeah, there's all kinds of groups and clubs that you join that you have to pay for, and that's just kind of the way it is. And as far as the health thing goes, I mean, have a balanced lifestyle. Like, I don't sit here and just play WoW constantly. I work out on a regular basis, like 5 days a week I work out. And, on top of all the other things I do. So yeah, raiding can and should be part of your life if you're interested in that sort of thing. But it doesn't have to be your whole life, and it shouldn't be your whole life. If it is, that's excessive. But it's just so hard to get people to commit even to, the 6 hours a week that we try to do, which is a pretty light schedule. I mean, there's raiding guilds that do 20, 30 hours a week.
Yeah.
But
okay, so what was next on the list? Kind of went on a tangent there.
It's hard for me not to.
No, we all did. We all took part in that one.
Okay, so we talked about
Diablo 3 is on the list.
Woo! Yeah. But what else? Oh, there's the 64-bit client is now out in beta with patch 4.3.2.
I want.
For those...
Just because it says 64-bit on it, really. To be honest.
For anybody who is listening to this, you might be asking, what is the benefit of using a 64-bit client? Well, the first thing I'll tell you is you can only run it if you're using a 64-bit operating system.
I'm not.
You can find out if you're running a 64-bit operating system, provided you're on Windows. I don't know anything about Macs because they're pieces of shit, but if you're using Windows, go into Control Panel, go into System and Security, click on System, and it will tell you if you are running 32-bit or 64-bit. If you are running a 64-bit operating system and you have at least 4 gigs of memory, preferably 6+, you will see a noticeable performance increase from using the 64-bit client, because the 32-bit client cannot utilize more than 2 gigs of RAM. So particularly if you are using a lot of add-ons, you use up all of that memory when you're playing the game a lot of times, and you get performance decreases. Using the 64-bit client, you have more memory available for the game to use, and you'll get better performance. So, but it is still in beta. You can download it from the Blizzard website. Some people are still having issues with it. So far, I haven't noticed anything. But if you do have issues with it, just report them to the technical support forum, and then go back to using your 32-bit. And eventually they'll fix it, and it'll be released in final form.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, mostly based on the concept that it's a 64-bit client, but it definitely sounds like it would better. I'll be happy when they decide to, actually enable multi-threading in WoW.
Yeah.
So that's one of the major features they need to add. That and a complete graphics redux.
See, but for either of those to go through, they'd have to do a complete engine reboot.
Yeah, and that's the downside right there. Of course, that's what they do. They just need to do that with another expansion down the line.
Yeah.
I
would
mean, they
very
can
much like to see that.
They could very easily work on a new engine and continue releasing. And it's like, oh, okay, well, the engine's not ready. We just won't even talk about it. We'll keep working on it. We won't talk about it. We'll release this one with the old engine and push it back to the next one. And, eventually they'll get it down, 3 expansions down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, Kata does look a lot better
Oh,
than past expansions have. We got the new water effects. We got higher res textures on a lot of things. They're going to upgrade the character textures in MOP. So we have that to look forward to.
Oh, there we go. We have another reason to make fun of Mr. Pandaria.
Yeah, MOP.
I'm gonna go play MOP. Really? You're gonna go clean your floor? No, I'm gonna go play MOP. Pandas. You're going to mop a panda?
And by character textures, I meant character models.
Yeah.
Although they're not doing the Blood Elf or Draenei models, I don't think, or the Worgen or Goblin. I think they're just doing the original vanilla ones.
Which do seriously need an upgrade. Now, granted, the orcs don't look too bad, but they're orcs.
I think they look pretty bad. I think they could use an upgrade. But yeah, so that'll be good. But I think that's about it for patch 4.3.2. So all we have left to look forward to now for patches is the gateway patch into MOP, patch 5.0.
Now, see, that's going to be fun. I'm interested in what kind of transition event they're going to do. Now, granted, I didn't know much about any of the transition events until I took part in the one between Wrath and Kata, which was amazing, in my opinion.
I liked it. I heard the one that goes from BC to Wrath, which I missed out on, was better.
Yeah, where everyone was getting turned into zombies.
Yeah.
That was entertaining. That was interesting to hear about. But I'm interested to see what they're going to do. All of a sudden a giant turtle comes out of the mist. Well, how is that going to transition? What kind of event are we going to have to transition into that one? Other than random high-level NPCs attacking our cities or something.
I'm gonna make me some
now they're
big
probably
bowl
going
of
to
turtle
listen to this.
soup.
Now they're probably going to listen to this and do that just because I said it. But that's probably, I've never really had anything bad to say about Blizzard, but they are lazy. They're
not lazy, they just want money.
I still think we should make a
I
giant
think
bowl
it's
of
easier.
turtle
I think
soup.
it's better to. I think it's probably better to call them lazy than greedy, but but I could easily see them just saying, "Oh, let's just throw NPCs at people."
They
Suddenly, Garrosh
reuse
appears in Stormwind.
they reuse a lot of models. That's my biggest complaint about Blizzard, at least in this game. Like, if you look at Barret and Hold, every fucking boss in Barret and Hold was a recycled model. Like, seriously? I mean, I realize it isn't bleeding edge rating content, but you'd think they could at least come up with something a little bit different for us to look at when we're in there.
We haven't even done the third Barret and Hold boss.
Yes, we have.
Well, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, you. I thought you. I thought
No,
you
I
were
was never. I was never able to make it with you guys. I think at that point my computer was derping.
Oh,
You know what?
Okay, yeah, because I had to heal. I don't
You know what? I did it once, and then I went, I'm not doing this again. That was boring as fuck and not worth my time. And then they drugged me into another one that was led by somebody who annoyed me, but whatever. So I've done
Hey.
it twice.
So
He's
now-
gonna hold that against you guys forever.
I'm not doing it a third time. 2 times is more than enough. That fight is boring as hell.
What if I offer you rice?
I like rice. That's a tempting offer.
that was actually pretty coincidental. I'm playing Mafia in StarCraft, and you're able to name your people. Well, the guy that just died was named Fried Rice.
Nice. Okay, so this is just a funny tidbit. I don't think any of you guys will get this, but Total Biscuit did a WTF is for some weird game, something along the names of pineapples, pineapple something, and well, you could name the characters. Turns out the developers had made it so that if you name one of the characters Total Biscuit, he got a top hat. So he decided to name the rest of the characters after the people who were involved in the TGS podcast episode 2. One of them was named Jesse Cox. Jesse Cox was the
TGS.
first to die.
Tokyo Game Show?
No, the Game Station. It's a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Very large YouTube channel network, really, at this point. But Total Biscuit is involved in it. Jesse Cox is involved in it. The Yogs cast are involved in it.
See, I don't watch that shit, and people can make fun of me if you want, but I don't.
Hey, I haven't been much into it myself either. I think the saddest point in my life was when ponies brought me back to YouTube.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
goodness.
And that is the only thing I will say because I have
just stay
promised
away.
to keep ponies out of this.
well, that's okay. Savage Garden and Ace of Base bring me back to YouTube. So
There would have been. There had to be payback. But yeah.
Hey, I
You're
love
having
my
all kinds
fucking
of fun.
90s music, man. Okay, so yeah, patch 3. Fuck's sakes. 4.3.2 we have covered. Oh, speaking of MOP, Blizzard has made an official announcement that they are going to be giving us more information. So they were making an announcement about an announcement in
Great.
mid-March. And they're going to do a press conference, I guess, in mid-March.
That's actually funny.
And I'm expecting
so in
they're
March,
going to...
we're going to tell you something.
Yeah, that's
We don't
exactly
know yet.
what they said. I would be willing to bet that they're going to announce the beta at that point.
I would bet that they're going to announce the beta, not the release date. I think they're probably going to try to push it for December. I guarantee it. But
That would piss me off, because that would be an entire year of raiding Dragon Soul, but
You know
they
what?
did that with ICC.
well,
I
it's most. I'm saying that mostly because December is the best marketing time for games because of Christmas.
I am going to officially say that we'll see MOP probably in August. That would be my guess.
No, not that early.
I think it'll be August, maybe September at the latest. That's my prediction. And I
I'm
think the
guessing
beta
around
will start
October.
in March or April.
Because they still have to finish up Diablo because everybody's waiting for them to finish Diablo.
That's
So
a
they're gonna have
separate
that on
team,
the-
though.
That is true.
I think
So
it'll be
I
August or September.
I can successfully say I'm happy with Mumble because it didn't pick up a single thing my mother just popped in the room and said.
But the
Mumble
thing
is
with
good.
that is they're not gonna release Diablo and then like a month later release Mists of Pandaria. They're gonna want to spread it out.
This is
I'm thinking Diablo will probably be out in March or April, though. I don't think there's much time left for that. It was supposed to come out in Q1, and they might push it to Q2, but I don't think they'll push it further than that.
They
definitely
announced
need
for
to release it
Q1.
a decent amount of
So-
time before Mists of Pandaria, though, because otherwise, no one's going to play it. At least none of the hardcore WoW players are going to. For a good while.
I don't know.
I guarantee the raiding guilds are going to jump into Mists of Pandaria before they jump into Diablo 2 if they come out at the same time, or relatively close.
Based on my experience so far in the beta, it's pretty polished. I mean, they did recently put in some more changes to the system. But what they're doing is they're putting the finishing touches in. Like, it is almost done. It's very close. It feels almost like the final thing when you're playing the beta. I did encounter a couple of minor bugs on my first playthrough, but nothing huge. Like, it's not going to take them that long to finish it unless they decide to completely reverse a ton of what they've done. And if you ask me, it works really well the way it is. But yeah.
And of course, they'll go the way of WoW with tweaks and stuff here and there.
Yeah. For anybody who's interested, the beta took me on normal, which is very easy. Took me about an hour to get through. It goes up to the Skeleton King, which I guess is the first big boss in the game that you fight, although I fought a few smaller bosses up till that
What's
point.
her face?
Yeah.
Whatever her name was.
Yeah, I forget. The Blood Raven, was that it?
And yes, Bloodraven.
So I played through on a Demon Hunter. I've heard from people that the Demon
Now,
Hunter is
I
boring.
just have to say, who didn't see that coming a mile away?
I didn't.
Well, you're blind. So.
I thought he was gonna play Barbarian.
I heard earlier in the beta that it was boring, so I don't know if they changed it or if that person was wrong, but it's not boring. It plays a lot like a WoW Hunter, actually. There's a lot of abilities that are similar to the WoW Hunter, but it's better. Like, I wish the WoW Hunter was like the Demon Hunter. Yes, it does have traps.
I knew it.
It's just really, really fun. But I am going to play through on the other classes too, and then try the harder difficulties, because normal was incredibly easy. I didn't die once.
That will probably be tweaked, I would assume.
I hope so, because I think it was a little bit
You should
too
be able
easy.
to play it. You should be. Well, they definitely need to tweak that. It needs to be difficult on normal. I'm just saying. That's why they have easy modes. But it will get harder somewhat as more people join the game.
I mean, like, the beta only deals with the first part of the game, which would be the easiest part. Like, obviously, it does get harder, so...
Granted, Bloodraven was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, like, Diablo 2 is like 3 times harder than this is on normal mode. Like, I actually had trouble with the first couple parts of Diablo 2 as a noob, and I had absolutely zero trouble at all with Diablo 3. Granted, like, even just the way you play, just the system and the UI is a lot easier to use in Diablo 3, and it's very similar to WoW, so as a WoW player, it makes a lot of sense. I find it kind of hard to describe, but like, you have like a full hot bar at the bottom,
right?
And everything is key bound, just like your WoW abilities, which is awesome. But yeah, it's fucking epic. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't even think of anything to add to that. Granted, you're the only one who's played it, you bastard.
My friend has the beta, and I'm probably going over to his house this weekend to play it.
You suck too.
Mwahaha.
Beck, I'm gonna blow up your house.
That's a
I can
threat
help
on
with
a
that.
podcast. You are
I
going
can-
to jail.
I can help
And the
with
Minecraft
that.
server.
I will totally help with that.
Actually, I have it on good information that your house could potentially explode. So
No.
be prepared.
I'm scared.
It's not like the lever behind the portal, I promise.
It better not be. You tempted me into. That wasn't cool.
Yes, but something very cool came out of it. You'll see it the next time you log in.
I'm scared.
Holy crap, we went through pretty much everything we were going to talk about in 32 minutes. What are we going to talk about
What's
now?
with all the fooling around, guys? Come on, gotta be productive.
Well, I will say I'm really sad that there's no BlizzCon this year.
Yeah.
You know, to backtrack a little bit.
We do need to build up on that. It sucks. It sucks. And a lot of the things I'm hearing is a lot of people really do feel betrayed. Not in the thought that, a lot of people don't think about BlizzCon as, it's the convention where they announce games. They honestly think about it as, this is where we go to meet the people at Blizzard and meet up with other Blizzard fans.
Yes. It's a major thing to look forward to. A lot of people fly out there every year. Personally, I make it a yearly thing now to get the virtual ticket and watch it. And I look forward to it just like some weirdo would look forward to watching the Super Bowl on television.
Whoa,
Weirdo.
weirdo!
I love that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Vec,
I don't
you
know,
are
Vec.
weird.
Vec,
You're only watching it because Madonna is performing.
No, I'm only watching it to see the Super Bowl commercial
Hey.
where David Beckham is half naked, okay?
What?
Let's just put that out there.
Really? I'm questioning things about you now. I am. I'll just let you know this.
Hey, at
You're
least she's
just
got
now?
the confidence to, admit it.
You heard it, everyone. Vec came out of the closet on the podcast.
No, hold on. I'm still wondering. You're just now thinking about this? I've been suspecting this kind of thing since wait, actually when?
Since you guys eloped.
No,
I don't know.
think I'm gonna elope with Yoxaron, okay?
I don't know what's so wrong about this. I mean, it's David Beckham. He's modeling for underwear in a commercial. I mean, who wouldn't want to see that?
Not me.
This is too funny. Anyway,
It's probably
This
just
is
some of
not
the only
talking about
soccer
hokey
players.
black men.
let's
Hey.
not talk about David Beckham and modeling fucking underwear. Jesus Christ.
But you have to admit, some crazy things happened at the Super Bowl. Like when Justin Timberlake pulled what's her name's shirt off of her.
Never saw that. I don't ever watch the Super Bowl.
That happened live
Why?
on air, and it was not edited. He literally ripped a piece of her clothing off.
That's funny.
I don't ever watch the halftime show
Right
because
back,
they
guys.
always bore me. So I didn't see that, but I wish I did.
But yeah, so I mean, I look forward to BlizzCon like Vec looks forward to underwear modeling commercials, men's
Okay.
underwear modeling commercials, I might add.
No, I'm
Um,
pretty sure you're more excited about BlizzCon than I am about this commercial.
Potentially, but that depends on how gay you really are.
Now let's say I wasn't gay, because I'm not.
Then
'Cause
I
I'm
would
not.
ask-
I'm throwing that out there. I'm not.
Okay, well, just bi then, or a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, really. And seriously.
Whatever.
I can't be a little curious. I mean, come on.
Well, you are 15. You're about that age.
Nah, whatever. Don't really want to talk about that shit.
We
though.
definitely don't want to hear about it, but you are about that age.
Yeah. That's just what I wanted to say about BlizzCon. I am sad, but
Yeah.
if it's going to result in us getting better games, then I can deal with it. And that's what they would at least
And
have
balance
us
that's
believe.
and
Titan.
that therein lies the next question. I mean, if they're setting it aside to work on the games because they don't have anything to announce, what's going to happen next year? Are they going to have anything to announce next year?
They'll probably say something about Titan.
Yes.
Which sounds like it's going to be an MMO version of Borderlands, and I will probably not play it.
What?
Well, can't even talk. Did you guys hear about they are hiring somebody in marketing to do in-game advertisements for Titan? Did you guys hear
Whoa.
about that?
What?
No, I didn't.
What
Yeah.
is this?
They posted a job want ad on their website looking for somebody with marketing experience / degree, whatever, to do in-game ads in Titan. So there will be in-game ads in Titan. However the game turns out, we're going to have in-game ads in it. And one thing that it kind of tells us, or you can
It's
infer
probably
from
going to be
that,
free to play.
yes, that, and it will probably have either a modern or futuristic setting.
Now,
Wait.
here's my only problem with this. It really has been reported that it's going to be an FPS-esque game. I don't like that. I
Neither
hate
do
that,
I.
in fact. I
I
really
don't like shooters.
If you're going to do an MMO, I mean, personally, if I'm going to play an MMO, I want to play a medieval-style MMO, because I like having the possibility of few ranged to a balanced number of ranged and melee. I like the concept of medieval combat.
And magic, like
Yes.
fantasy.
Fantasy, yes. I prefer fantasy RPGs. Now, granted, I do like the concept of modern fantasy. Like, I love the Dresden Files, which I do not mind shouting out because there's already 13 freaking volumes of the series. And I love this. I love the way that's set up. I would love to. I need to go back and find a way to get a copy of Darkness, because Darkness 2 is going to come out soon, and I kind of want to play it. It really did intrigue me at the time, but I didn't have an Xbox. I don't like the idea of going into a game that's going to be completely FPS, completely ranged combat.
No.
Yeah.
It's
I might try it if it's free to play and a lot of people in the guild want to play it, but seriously, that just does not appeal to me.
probably the only reason I would move to that is that if everyone else in the guild moved to that, then
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like I'll try it if it's free to play, especially. And granted, we haven't actually seen anything for this
No.
yet, so we don't know how it's going to turn out. But if it did turn out that way, it would turn me off. I can't see myself playing a game like that, even if it was really pretty, which I'm hoping their next game will be really pretty. Because Diablo 3 even is not that pretty.
Really?
I felt like the prettiest game was StarCraft Brood War. Just throwing that out
I
there.
have to say, I've upgraded my computer. My graphics, my stuff is running amazingly. I, went from running StarCraft at low to it be recommending that I bump it up to ultra. I have not turned up my graphics on WoW because I honestly don't think it looks any different.
It looks way different.
Yeah, I
To
think
me,
it
anyway.
does. I can't play on less than Ultra. It bugs me. It looks just like fucking shit, because Ultra barely looks good.
You must have very high standards.
I
Because
do have very high standards.
Vec,
Wow.
considering you've been playing on a fossil for the longest time, yes, we have higher standards than you because we're used to having those higher standards. We're used
Well,
to being able to actually have those higher standards.
I mean,
Did he cut out?
my dog started barking. I didn't want you guys to hear.
We actually,
Um,
are you still using push to talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, okay, I play Crisis 2 on Max. I play Skyrim on Max. Those games look amazing. WoW looks okay.
Well,
It is cartoony, but
you
know.
play Crisis 2. That explains it all.
What do you mean?
Crisis 2 has like amazing graphics.
Yeah,
Not
it looks
many
like a
games
movie.
really- Not many games really meet to those standards.
Yeah, but
All
a lot
games
more of
should.
them are making it to that point.
Yeah.
A lot more, especially recent games, are making it. I mean, look at Skyrim.
Oh my god.
Skyrim, okay, if you've played Skyrim on a console and you don't know what it actually looks like, If you played it max on a PC, then you do, and max on a PC, it does look incredible. It's not quite up to Crisis 2 levels, but it does look great. A game that is up to Crisis 2 levels would be Rage, if you've seen that on PC, not on consoles, again, because consoles are shit. Rage on PC looks incredible. The fuck was that other one? Can't remember. But there are a few that look absolutely incredible. And I wish all games looked like that. Like, any game that you buy can have a lower graphics setting. Like, you can play Crisis 2 and have it look like shit if you want. I don't know why they can't do that for WoW or some game like that.
WoW is definitely an older game. It was made in 2004 when these were good graphics. So, I mean...
Well, yeah.
This is true.
It is a...
It's a 7-year-old game.
7-8.
Nearly
engine.
8.
Yeah,
it was
close
made
to
in
8
whatever.
now.
So, yeah, I think it's good graphic, but like you guys said, I'm not used to better.
Exactly.
Let us not use the word bad, and let us use the word outdated. They're not
There you
bad
go.
graphics, but they are outdated. And I think a lot of people are getting tired of playing 7-8-year-old graphics and still paying a monthly payment for it. I think that there's a lot of people that are calling for an engine upgrade, and I think those people are completely justified in that, especially since I'm one of those people. Like, seriously.
As long as
It
you
really
guys have
is
the
about
same
time.
belief.
8 years
fine.
into the game's lifespan, 4 expansions in, we really do need some kind of upgrade there.
Yeah.
And they can afford to do it.
Yeah.
It's all about money, though.
Because, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, they're canceling the convention because they lose money on it. Well, here's the thing. They own probably the highest grossing MMO in existence.
Yeah.
We cannot say that they don't have money. We really can't. Granted, they only really have 3 game genres on 3 game series under their belt, and they come out very, very slowly.
But they make more money for Activision than any of their other IPs just from WoW monthly subscription payments. Like, they rake in, and this is a very rough number, but you can say that they rake in approximately $150 million a month just from that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, easily. Editing my settings again for a moment.
Plus, they have all the microtransactions and other games. So, they make a ridiculous amount of money. And I think for $15 a month, we should get an engine that is not 8 years old.
I know, right?
But whatever, I can live with it if they keep it the way it is. But I will say, Guild Wars 2 is coming out later this year. It has absolutely incredible graphics. It's free to play. It is awesome, and I could see myself changing to that if Blizzard doesn't improve a couple things about this game and don't change it to free to play. Just saying.
Yeah. So I was looking at something. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of improvements that can be made. There really are. And it is far enough into its... Now, granted, StarCraft 2 looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
StarCraft
Absolutely
2
it
looks
does.
pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that, now granted, you probably hold the highest standards of anyone that I know, but the fact that you're saying Diablo 3 doesn't look all that great, that surprises me.
It
But
looks
still,
good.
it looks good. The games look good. And Blizzard does put a lot of... That's one thing that you could definitely say is that Blizzard does put a lot of effort into their games.
I
Here
mean,
and there.
What I'll say about Diablo 3 in terms of the visuals is I was expecting more based on what I saw in some of the gameplay videos. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's the beta, but there's not a whole lot of tweaking that you can do on graphics options. You can change the resolution, you can change a couple of other things, but there's no option for multi-sampling, there's no option for texture
Yeah, that will
detail.
probably change.
Yeah, so
I would
I'm really
think.
hoping that that does change, because multi-sampling would really make it look better to smooth out some of the textures that I think look kind of fuzzy. But in terms of the impact that the graphics have on your mood, which is ultimately what it's about, they're perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it sets the perfect tone. The visual style of the game sets the perfect tone. You have kind of the subtle glow of the lampposts or fire in chasms or windows that are lit from the inside. When you're out there in the darkness, it looks fantastic in that sense. And the monsters look really cool. The animations are fluid for the most part, although I did notice some lag in some spots. But it is the beta, and I think that it will ultimately look really good.
And that's what it comes down to. It will look really good, and they will probably add those options later in. I think I could see them leaving tweaking options out just for the sake of giving people something in the beta that will run so that they can test the bugs.
Yeah.
And there will be graphical bugs to fix, but they can fix that post-production. They really can.
Maybe they'll even add that in a later build of the beta, because I think part of the whole point of doing this is to test the range of systems the game will run on. Well, here we have it running on a high-end system, but running on, I think graphics details that could be done better. So hopefully they'll add that. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just rambling at this point.
Yeah, we're trying to fill time that we really, yeah.
As far as the StarCraft expansion goes, I don't really care about it that much because I don't really like Zerg, and I don't care about the Zerg story, and I don't care about most of that shit. I'll still get it. Just to be
You
up to
should
date.
care, because the sooner Heart of the Swarm comes out, the sooner the Protoss expansion comes out.
Yeah, and
This
that's
is
the one that
true.
I'm looking forward to.
This is true. Now, I want to get it just played through the storyline. I have always loved the storylines in StarCraft. Granted, I have heard more recently a little bit of flack with, and I use this term a lot. I don't even know what I try to mean by it, to be perfectly honest. I have heard a little bit of flack about how it turned out, and yeah, there is a bit of issue as far as the actual end of the campaign. And if for some god awful reason someone's listening to this and has not played through the campaign on StarCraft 2,
I haven't.
I'm assuming they have. I'm assuming the people I'm talking about haven't even played the game.
I haven't
It's
beat
worth
it.
it, and you should play it. And I'm not going to spoil anything. But a lot of people have given some interesting feedback as to why they didn't like the end.
The last mission that I remember doing on the campaign was the one where you, with all the ghosts.
With Nova and what's his face?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know how far in that is, but I think I lost interest after that.
That's a decent ways. That's one thing about the campaign. It is very flexible. You do have to do a certain amount of quests, a certain amount of missions before you can get to the final missions, and then you can't go back. But you can do these missions in any order you want to up to the last one.
Yeah, StarCraft has just never been addictive to me. I kind of play it in binges where I'll play it quite a bit for a couple weeks and then I lose interest completely and don't play it for months. It doesn't hold my attention, and it's not because I'm not an RTS player. I mean, I used to be obsessed with Age of Empires. In fact, I recently started playing The Conquerors again on the internet. So even now it attracts me, but StarCraft, I don't know what it is. It doesn't really hold my attention. I still like it.
Maybe it's your race.
Maybe it's my what?
Your race.
I like Protoss. I mean, I've played all of the races, and out of the three, that's the one I like the most.
Personally, yeah, I do too. Now, granted, I've tried here and there to really play random for the most part, just to give myself a decent amount of experience with all the races. I'll say first and foremost that I played Terran through most of my time on StarCraft 1 and Brood War. Granted, I played diddly little games and mostly god-moded 1v7s. I hear your chips, or whatever that is.
That was gum. I like chewing gum perpetually.
Okay.
Yeah, like I would switch back between Zerg and Terran and Brood War, and I'm considering switching back to Terran, but I don't know if I want to. It's definitely a hard choice for me because I used to play Terran and Zerg so much in Brood War.
Terran definitely got a lot of buffs in StarCraft 2. I really liked how I like how they obviously took the moment to pay attention to the fact that Terrans were using the supply depots as a defensive wall and made it so that you could do that and still get your units through. I do like that they did that. I really liked that. I just kind of got upset when they buffed the science vessels and then took them away from me.
Oh my goodness, I miss.
I hope they put those back in. Those were.
I also miss Lurk. And don't tell me swarm hosts are like lurkers because they're not. They're shitty.
What the hell is a swarm host?
Yes, they're not like lurkers.
They deserve to burn for Liker. They're a new unit being added in Heart of the Swarm.
Okay.
They can only attack while burrowed, but instead of shooting out spikes like they do like they did in Brood War, they like send like what is it, broodlings going after them?
Little swarmlings, and they just kind of pop out 2 at a time.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty lame.
And it's really...
It's like the ground
lurkers
brood
are
in a way.
overpowered to all hell, but...
I miss my lurkers.
Well, it's almost like a ground brood lord, except it can't attack unless it's burrowed.
Yeah, but it still can't attack air units.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
So basically they say it's supposed to take out siege lines, but I don't see how that's supposed to help. If they just added in the lurker, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Well,
it would be good against siege tanks and such, because they won't be detected for the most part.
Well, Vec, I bet you wish you had Raptorlings or whatever, the Raptor upgrade for the actual ladder matches.
That would be so awesome.
OP, cough, cough. OP.
Well, I think we've run out of topics.
I think so.
Does anyone else have anything to add? We don't really have...
Well,
let's
talk
see.
About Guild Wars 2.
Let's see if we have any comments on the other videos.
I don't know about Guild Wars 2. The GSL is going on for StarCraft, although I haven't been paying attention to it.
GSL?
Yeah, to be honest,
I don't even know.
To be honest, I don't know that much about Guild Wars 2 myself, but I did watch some videos and read a little bit about the classes. It looks interesting.
I did want to make this known. We do have a comment on the Post-Nerf Podcast 2.5. Yeah, blow that tin whistle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Shit. I wonder who that was.
You're gonna go find it now, aren't you?
I wonder
Oh,
too.
it's still sitting right next to me here.
Oh, please don't.
I can't because I'm chewing gum.
Haha, we found the defense. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I think we're a little bit more sedate in this episode than we have been in the past.
We definitely were on topic today.
Well,
yeah,
I'm trying not to be too over the top because this isn't crazy asshole podcast. This is post-nerf podcast, and sometimes I get out of hand.
Oh, you don't want crazy asshole.
Yeah, get out of here, Antheus.
Damn it.
Well, the thing is, we've gone on for an hour at this point. Edit this out. So we've really met our time, and I want to go get some Dr. Pepper before the raid. So.
Oh, we have a raid today.
Wait,
yeah,
we have a raid?
do. Yeah.
Is it
Did I
scheduled?
not schedule it?
I don't think you
Farronox
scheduled
forgot
it.
God
to schedule
damn it.
Do it anyway, though.
What?
Ah,
This
shit.
ruins everything.
Do you have plan? Oh, hell, if it's not scheduled, I'll just get on Minecraft.
Oh, I want to do the raid, goddammit.
Okay,
I do
I'm
too.
happy with that today because I have something planned with Sonette.
Okay.
Well,
And if
that's
you
not
have
gonna be there?
something planned with Sinette, then Sinette's not coming either. I'm sorry I didn't schedule it. I apologize for that. I'll try to pop on and put something up for Saturday. I meant that to be a weekly thing from now on,
Okay.
up to the transfer, and then it will continue on the other server. But anyway, you know, guys, this is gonna obviously you're listening to this on YouTube, so give us some likes, give us some favorites. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you would like to, get in touch with us, we've got Twitter accounts. You can go at DhLegacy. You can find us at DHLCairn at guildportal.com. Feel free to send us messages on YouTube, etc., etc., etc. We'd like to hear from you. If you give us some time, we'll even read off your comments, answer questions on the next episode of the podcast. So we'll see what happens. We've got a lot of things planned for this channel, and I think you're going to be happy. So, trying to get a debut video up that I've completely dropped the ball on today and probably won't be up for another couple of weeks. We might start uploading Let's Plays before we even get the debut video up. I'll say that much. But, that's another note. Dragma and Vec are going to be in the intro video. Do you guys have anything you want to add about the YouTube or possibly about our Twitch TV channel?
I'm going to be getting a webcam so that people can look at my sexy body.
Why am I not surprised you said that?
And I will find your webcam and burn it.
No, you won't.
Well-
You'll sit at home and watch and be pleased.
We're not going to discuss that because that's potentially illegal.
Come on.
But yeah,
I'd
so
burn my
we do
computer.
a bit of streaming at DhLegacy or twitch.tv/DhLegacy as well. I was streaming a bit of Alice Madness Returns. I'll probably end up doing a Let's Play to continue that because, yeah, let's face it, I don't have time to do the streaming at this point in time. We're doing our recordings on Thursdays when I was streaming. There's too much stuff that goes on the weekends, so yeah. But Vec and a few of his friends in our StarCraft branch are going to be doing some StarCraft streaming. We potentially have a tournament, little mini tournament that we're going to stream. And Dragma's
God.
throwing stuff in here and there.
People are going to fucking watch me fail at that, too.
No, Pharaoh won't. I'm thinking about just putting you and Pharaoh together. That way
Oh,
it's an even
God.
match.
Yeah,
It's
and then,
actually
and
not.
then by
He's
some
better than
god-awful
I am.
reason, he'll beat me and go up against you, and then you'll slaughter him.
I think
can't
this is going to
beat
end with Beck
anybody
winning.
here. I have beat not fuck's sakes. God damn it, motherfuck. I have been in a match with everybody here, and I have never managed
Not
to
me.
beat anybody. Well, not you, but it's pretty
I can
obvious
train
who would
you.
win there.
He'll make a
Maybe.
man out of you.
You can train me.
Yeah. I charge money though. So.
No, Beck. No, you're not worth it.
No, you can find a better person than me. Way.
Oh yeah,
better.
oh yeah, definitely.
I just frankly don't have the interest to spend time trying to get better at the game. If I did, I would already be awesome at it, just like I'm awesome at WoW. I had interest in getting better at WoW. I don't have interest in getting better at StarCraft.
I love how I was trying to end the podcast, but it's still going.
But
Bye,
we can edit a lot of
everyone.
this shit.
Just end it with a flamethrower.
Good lord, I need to find
Fire bats
a
open.
video of somebody just walking on screen and throwing fire at the screen. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so likes, favorites, check us out on Twitch, follow us on various sources. You can even find us on Facebook. That horrible, horrible thing.
I'm even on the group now.
I know. Not that anyone, that's listening to this will be able to get in the group, because if I don't know them, I won't add them.
There's
But
like
yeah.
people from Russia that have tried to get in.
I know, it's so weird, and we're still not ending the podcast. What the hell?
How about
They're
this?
continuing it. I'm looking at the screen like people can see me.
How about this?
Okay.
Let's end it with one last word. Fire bats are OP. Fire bats are OP.
Fire
No,
bats?
I miss fire.
There are no fire bats anymore. They're Hellions.
Mm.
And I'm ending this recording now.